Welcome to the A-lvl Classroom. In this video we are working from the C1 Core Maths textbook by Pearson, and we will be working with Chapter 1 Exercise 1D questions 7 to 12. And before we kick off, there are two definitions that you need to know, and these are just rough definitions. Factor is a number that can be divided into a term without a remainder, and a common factor is a factor that can be divided into or from each term. So when we take a look at these rough definitions and we take a look at question number 7, what we basically have is we have for the first term x squared, it is x multiplied by x, and for the second term it is minus 7 multiplied by x. Now when we take out a common factor, we basically say, well, we can take out an x from each one, and we will be left with an x for term number 1, and we will be left with a minus 7 for term 2. But please bear in mind that when we do this type of problem, it is actually a division and an application of your laws of indices, because it is x squared minus 7x. We are effectively dividing each term by the common factor that we have taken out. So we divide by x over here, and we divide by x for term 2. In the laws of indices, it will be 2 minus 1, and we will be left with an x. And for the second one, the two x's, basically we are left with minus 7. And this is the remainder if you take out a common factor of x. We then move over to question number 8. In this case, once again, we have 2 multiplied by x for term 1, and for term 2 we have 4 multiplied by x. So now if we take the 4, it can be written as a 2 multiplied by 2. So very, very easy. We can take out a 2 from each term, and we can take an x from each term. We will then be left with an x and a plus 2. Please remember, the common factor that is taken out can be divided by each of these two terms, and you should get this as your remainder. We go over to question number 9. 3 multiplied by x for term 1, and for term 2 it is just an x. You can clearly see we can take out an x in each case. So when we take out our x as the common factor, we will be left with 3x for term 1, and we will be left with minus 1 for term 2. And once again, I'm going to show you for this one over here. We basically have 3x squared and we have minus x. We divide by our common factor, which is x, and we divide by our common factor, which is x. So here your laws of indices is 2 minus 1, which will then leave you with 3x, and minus x divided by x gives you minus 1. And this is the remainder if you take out the common factor of x. We go over to question number 10. In question number 10, we take out the following. It is 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by x for term 1. And for term 2, it is 2 multiplied by x, minus 2 multiplied by x. So here you can see we take out in each one the 2, and we can take out an x. We will be left with the 3 and an x, so 3x. And since we took out this, but the minus 1, and that is your answer for question number 10. Question 11. Here we have for the first term, we have 2 times 5, y and y, all multiplied. And for the second term, we have minus 5y. So again, we take out the common factor, which is a 5 and a 5 on each side, a y and a y on each side. So this is our common factor, 5y. We are left with a 2 and a y, so 2y, and on this side, minus 1. Easy and straightforward. Please, once again, remember that these are, when we take out this common factor, it means that both of your terms can be divided by this common factor, and this will effectively be the remainder. So if we were to say 10y squared divide by 5y, this is our common factor, and we have minus 5y divide by 5y. We will get on this side 10 divided by 5 will give you 2, y squared divided by y will give you y, and minus 5y divided by 5y is minus 1. And you can see this is your remainder, and your denominator, this is your common factor. We go over to question number 12, which is the last one. So here we have 35x squared. So this will be 7 multiplied by 5, x multiplied by x, and minus 4 multiplied by 7 multiplied by x. I've broken it up into the factors. We can take out the common 7 and a common x. So we have 7x. We are left with 5x minus 4. And that is the final answer for question 12. This concludes chapter 1, exercise 1D, questions 7 to 12. Please remember to subscribe to be notified of any new videos on the VET Classroom.